day 21. Welcome to day 21 of 25 wild Christmas review days. I've done so many of these, I'm starting to get myself confused. Throughout this month, we've been taking a look at some interesting Christmas films that have been either some of my favorites or have just been ones that I consider to be alright. Aside from the new Grinch film, Christmas with the Cranks has been the only film so far that I found to be very unnecessary and stupid. Probably my least favorite film that I've seen while doing this project. Well, I think I might have found the unwanted relative for Christmas with the Cranks, because today's film is equally as stupid and unnecessary, just as Christmas of the Cranks was. Today, we're talking about Jack Frost. No, the movie about the snowman that comes to life. No, the one that's for children, not for psycho killers. Released in 1998, this film focuses on a man named Jack Frost. Yes, that is literally his name. He's the lead singer of his own band, the Jack Frost Band. Oh, yeah, really original. But he's also a father who can never keep promises to his wife Gabby or son Charlie. Him breaking his promises to his son makes Charlie feel unwanted, and makes him feel very upset as he never gets to hang out with his dad like he wants. One night, Jack gets a call which is considered a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for him and his band that he can't miss out on, which means he has to cancel the trip that he was planning for his family to go on, which deeply hurts his son. Knowing how much he deeply hurt his son and possibly ruined his chance of being a good father, Jack decides not to go through with the opportunity and turns around and heads home to spend the holidays with his family. However, a humongous snowstorm forms as Jack is on the road, causing him to slowly lose his vision and sight of the road, and unfortunately ends up passing away after he gets into a car accident. 1 year later, we see that both Gabby and Charlie are struggling to still cope with the fact that Jack is gone. Charlie, out of the two of them, is still deeply hurt. He decides to build a snowman in his dad's honor and plays his dad's harmonica that was given to him right before he passed. Jack claimed that the harmonica was magic, and whenever it was played, he would have been able to hear it. Well, Charlie ends up playing the harmonica while laying in bed one night, and the snowman magically comes to life. Even more of a shock, the snowman is Jack, reincarnated as that snowman. Now, back in the world, this time as a snowman, Jack considers this reincarnation magic to be considered a second chance for him to spend more time with his son like Charlie has always wanted. This also gives Jack an idea to what exactly has been going on when he's not around and Charlie has to face certain things on his own. Eventually, this whole heartwarming story ends up taking a turn for the worse when it slowly starts getting hotter in their town around Christmas, which doesn't make any sense at all, and Jack starts to melt, which has Charlie rushing around everywhere to see where he can keep his dad as the snowman so he doesn't end up losing him again. So, I'm sure this idea seems very interesting and heartwarming and nice. I'm sure on paper this was a nice little story. This idea was pretty interesting because it definitely takes the whole father's too busy cliche and definitely gives it a little spin with the whole idea of the story, of the direction that it goes into. But I think maybe this should have been one of the ideas that just stayed on paper. Because it was stupid to make into a film. Last year, I did end up actually talking about this film very briefly. Not in this sort of way of going into detail about it, but I did bring it up in my original Jingle All the Way review video. I brought it up because Jingle All the Way is very similar in the sense of it focuses on a dad that can't keep his promises. If it's that dad is too busy to be around his family cliche, and while Jingle All the Way does that and kind of flips the script for that whole cliche, as we see the dad trying to make an attempt to make his kid happy by getting him this toy, in this film we get exactly what this cliche kind of has become focusing on the dad being too busy for his family, he can never keep his promises, and then something bad happens to him, and then he's put in this situation that forces him to be around his family and kids to see what goes on when he's not around. The same thing can go for Nine Lives, which is a film that I paid money to see and did not enjoy. This is the second film that has done this cliche that I have not been impressed with. And I caught the ending of this last year, and my parents were in the room when they saw it. And in fact, I think they were watching a little bit of it, but I caught the ending of it when Jack gets back in his normal form, which is a big mystery to how that managed to happen because his soul was put in the snowman. My parents even said it was stupid. And I don't even think they were watching the whole thing. I think they watched just a chunk of the ending of it, and I caught the ending of it. And when it went off, my mom just turned to me and was like, that was pretty stupid. And I'm like, yeah. I get they're trying to tell a nice story to reconnect the family after a tragedy happens. I get that. But when you do something like that, you need to have it make sense. There are things in this film that just don't connect very well. There are things in this film that are very hard to understand and process when they really just should be very simple. And most of it does come from the ending, like I brought up a few seconds ago. One of them which really confuses me is there's the one part where Charlie has to save his dad from him melting because it's getting warmer in his town. He ends up bringing him to the mountain area where the cabin was that Jack was going to bring his family before he died. What's really mind-boggling is online it states that that scene's supposed to take place near the end of winter, but clearly in the film, Charlie goes up to his dad and says, "Merry Christmas, Dad." Now, I'm not a scientist. I'm not that intelligent when it comes to the distance of the sun from the earth and how the weather works, but I'm pretty sure that winter starts a few days after Christmas. Hell, I think it's actually winter now. Yeah. So the day I make this is when winter starts. So how winter is ending by the time it's Christmas in this film, well, they must be living on a different side of the earth. That whole ending where Jack suddenly just has to go, that whole speech he gives to his son saying, I gotta go now, but, as long as you keep me in your heart, I'll never truly be gone. That kind of came out of nowhere. Why did he have to go? We were never given an explicit time limit on how long Jack had to stay. It was never fully explained why he came back as a snowman. It just happened. And then those last few seconds where Gabby shows up, she realizes, hey, that's my husband. He's my son's snowman for some reason. Weirdly enough, the snow just starts going around him, and all of a sudden he morphs into his old self, which doesn't make any sense because if he was able to do that, why did he stay in the form of a snowman this whole time? More to the point, how did he even know what was happening when in the beginning when he became the snowman, he didn't understand any of it, didn't understand why it was happening. It just sort of happened and he was kind of accepting it and also pondering the idea of why. But he becomes his old self and just goes away. Okay. The format of this film makes it look like it's a film for the whole family to watch around the holidays, telling a nice, sweet story that makes you feel warm for the holidays. A bit ironic seeing on the title and the context of the film. But I don't even feel that's the case. While this does look like it could fit very well on the Lifetime or Hallmark movie marathon that they do for Christmas, I wouldn't exactly say at times there are moments for the whole family to enjoy, seeing that this film has certain sections where it gets a little perverted. But that's all I'm going to say about those aspects of the film. Overall, as a whole, I didn't pay money to see this film, but if I did, I would ask for it back. That's everything I gotta say about Jack Frost. Overall, it's something. Now I'd like to hear what all of you think about Jack Frost. Do you enjoy watching this film? And if so, please give me a decent reason why you enjoy it. Do you agree or disagree with anything that I said in this video? Let me know all your thoughts in the comments below. That's it for day 21 of 25 Wild Christmas Review Days. We're slowly getting there, folks. Got only a few more days left. Tomorrow, we're going to continue the discussion of magical talking snowman films, this time looking at an actually good version of this story. Just this time, we're taking out the dead father portion of the film and just bringing in a magic hat to make it all happen. You probably know what I'm talking about. It's a classic. Thanks for watching The Wild Review. I'm The Wild Reviewer, and you just saw me review a thing.